Hey guys and ghouls! Welcome back to the Binger. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're not talking about stockings and elves. Give us those jack-o'-lanterns, the grinning skulls, the ghastly ghosts. With the nights drawing in and the season of the witch upon us, let's take a look at movies you absolutely have to watch this month, even if it is from behind a cushion. It's hard to believe that Tim Burton's masterpiece, The Nightmare Before Christmas, was released way back in 1994. The musical movie had an incredible soundtrack, intriguing characters like Jack Skellington and Sally, and the kind of aesthetic that has stood the test of time. It's also the perfect mixture of Halloween and Christmas, making it an absolute must-watch for this time of year. The story follows Jack the Pumpkin King as he tries to take over Christmas. As you can imagine, things don't turn out well, but therein lies the charm, friends. Tim Burton's style just screams Halloween, even in the movies that have absolutely nothing to do with the holiday. If you're looking to get down with your creepy side, then you really need to look no further than this film. Eddie Murphy, some interesting special effects, and a handsome, creepy stranger trying to steal his wife? Count us in. Disney released the 2003 horror comedy The Haunted Mansion after basing it on the theme park attraction of the same name. Let's face it, it's never going to win any awards for its cutting script, but it still remains a firm family favorite. You can't go wrong with an old creepy house, some green lights, some friendly ghosts, and Eddie Murphy playing the fool. It's lighthearted, while also making you want to book a night at the mansion itself. Why aren't there more Airbnbs like that? The rentals we check into are scary for other reasons, like the suspicious marks on the sheets or the strange odor left in the bathroom. Ugh. We'd take a vacay at Gracie's old homestead any day over the dumps we find online. Back in 2010, it was announced that Guillermo del Toro would produce and write a remake of the movie that will scare audiences witless. In 2015, Variety said that Ryan Gosling would be the star. Watch this space. Yes, it's Tim Burton again, but did you really expect anything less? Corpse Bride was hotly anticipated when it was released in 2005. Burton fans had been itching for a movie similar to The Nightmare Before Christmas for years, so it's no wonder the movie was so hyped up. The story follows Victor, Johnny Depp, as he accidentally manages to marry deceased Emily, Helena Bonham Carter. In true Burton style, the melancholy plot is peppered with humor and some seriously catchy tunes. While it's arguably not as popular as The Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride still brings the macabre cheer we all crave. Feeling a little low? Want some buried things to sing to you to cheer you up? Whack this on and be done with it. If anything, it'll make you feel better about your dating life. And isn't that all we want? Disney Channel original movies can blow up to be huge. Of course, some of them tank, but look at the Descendants franchise or High School Musical. Kids went bonkers for those. Let's hail all the way back to 1998 for this gem. Starring the inimitable Debbie Reynolds as an expert witch/grandmother, Halloweentown has it all. There's a mystery to be solved, and it's in a place called, well, do we really have to tell ya? Complete with runaway kids, hooded demons, and a fight to save people, this picture really has it all. There's that spooky feeling that you just can't get from anything that isn't shot with an abundance of jack-o'-lanterns. This movie may not have earned the channel a ton of money, but it did become quite the cult classic. Over the course of the years, the series has expanded to include 3 sequels. 2001's Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge, 2004's Halloweentown High, and finally 2006's Return to Halloweentown. The Addams Family has one of the most distinctive opening themes of our time. As soon as you hear it, you know what it is. Originally starting out as a black and white cartoon, the story of Morticia, Gomez, Pugsley, and Wednesday evolved into a TV series before hitting the big screen in 1991. This strange and unique band of misfits were so popular that they spawned 3 movies in total. Each one is perfect for those long nights when the guys and ghouls roam the streets, but 2019 brings something new. The computer-animated 3D movie has an impressive cast, featuring Charlize Theron and Oscar Isaac. It's set to be a hoot, so why not mix the old with the new and have an Addams Family marathon? Give Uncle Fester some of your time. Who knows how he'll surprise ya? If you were a teen in the mid-90s, then watching Fairuza Balk and The Craft was the ultimate treat. These teenage girls that don't fit in with the rest of their class use witchcraft to get what they want. When new girl Sarah joins the school, they have their 4th and final member and become pretty much all-powerful. It all seems like good, devilish fun until it gets a little too realistic. It's definitely not as family-friendly as some of the other things on this list, but The Craft is essential fall viewing. It's not just the eeriness of it, but the all-out 90s brilliance that make it a must-watch at least once a year. Don't be surprised if this gets a remake at some point soon on the back of its cult following. 90s anything is very in right now, and that includes The Witches. What do you get when you mix Sandra Bullock with Nicole Kidman and throw in a pinch of Stockard Channing and Diane West? Sally and Gillian Owens are witches, but they're cursed. Just like the other women in their family, the men they love will all meet the same fate. In Sally's case, that means her husband gets hit by a truck while out delivering some fruit. It's emotional, witty, has that iconic midnight margarita scene, and is really all about female empowerment. Oh, and tequila. The only downside to this movie is that there wasn't a sequel. We could definitely do with another dose of the Owens women. Until then, grab your popcorn and watch them kick Jimmy Angelov back under the rose bush where he belongs. It might have been released in 1998, but this movie never gets old. Bette Midler was born to play the part of evil yet hilarious Winifred Sanderson. This Kenny Ortega feature dropped in 1993 and centers on the witchiest place of all, Salem. The tale of the Sanderson sisters and their mission to suck the life out of all the kids in the town wasn't well received at first. Critics lambasted it, and cinemagoers didn't flock to see it. Frankly, we can only put that down to some sort of sugar funk created by the Sunny D craze, because this movie is awesome. Thankfully, Ortega's creation managed to weave its spell across audiences in the years following its release. Virgins lighting candles, talking black cat, 3 funny, charming, yet duplicitous witches, and the divine Miss M? It's the stuff October dreams are made of. If you don't have Hocus Pocus on at least once this fall, are you really a true Halloween fan? Now, if you can get to the end of Casper without crying, we salute you. We've tried a million times and it just never happens. The friendly little ghost just wants to be a real boy. Okay? At its heart, Casper is a really sad story about loss. But it's also about family. When Kat, Christina Ricci, and her dad, Bill Pullman, move into an old mansion, they don't expect it to house real ghosts. It's visually inviting with all the cobwebs and dim lights you'd expect from this kind of release, but also funny. The 3 uncle ghosts, Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso, offer some comic relief, lightening the tragic undertone of the plot whenever needed. It's got something for everyone. There are fart jokes for the kids and some tearful moments for the adults, so everybody wins in this ghoul-tastic caper. Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House has inspired countless adaptations. Most recently, Netflix's reworking of the story caused quite the ruckus. The master of horror himself, Stephen King, called it the closest thing to genius that he'd ever seen. It truly was a masterpiece. But we're here to talk about 1999's The Haunting, starring Catherine Zeta-Jones and Lily Taylor, among others. Sure, it's not the most chilling horror movie ever made, but it has a seriously chic aesthetic that's dark and alluring. The scene with the piano string and the eyeball pops into mind, pardon the pun. Plus, who wouldn't want to spend a night in a house haunted by the spirits of a bunch of orphans, right? Not just us? Liam Neeson serves well as the good yet stupid doctor, while Owen Wilson also makes an appearance before swiftly getting in too deep and losing his head. This is grade A viewing, people! Johnny Depp and Tim Burton have made 7 movies together, so they clearly have a special friendship. In Sleepy Hollow, Burton takes Washington Irving's chilling story and gives it the old black magic. While Depp shines as the awkward Ichabod Crane, it's Christopher Walken that takes the cake as the Headless Horseman. Give us any movie with this guy on a horse chopping off heads and collecting them, and we are in. This motion picture has all the trademarks of a Burton creation that you would expect. It's creepy, it's deep, it's etched in sorrow, and it's got a witch in it. Oh, and there's a scene with an Iron Maiden, and we're not talking about the band. If you've never seen it, then don't wait a second longer. Well, wait a couple of minutes until we're done talking, out of politeness. Aren't you just quivering with anticipation for this next entry? It's the one, the only Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurr. There's never been a movie quite like this 1975 offering. After all, there aren't many writers that can do justice to a mad scientist/alien transvestite. Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick play Brad and Janet, a young, very innocent couple that learns a trick or two from the doc. With iconic songs like The Time Warp, it's a musical extravaganza that has stood the test of time. Cozy up on the couch and stick the Rocky Horror Picture Show on, preferably while there's a thunderstorm outside. You'll thank us for the tip, especially if you've never seen it before. It's a world of fun, filled with stockings, sequins, and even a slice of meatloaf. Is it weird that Michael Keaton still looks kinda handsome as a rotting, misogynistic ghost demon thing? Poltergeist? Maybe, but we dig it. Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin bounce off the Batman actors so well, it's no wonder it's such a beloved movie. Let's not forget the young Winona Ryder, who gives us all a dose of gothic realness. For its time, Beetlejuice had some impressive attributes. It won the Academy Award for Best Makeup, which isn't surprising given the detail that went into the costumes. To this day, the movie is revered as some of Tim Burton's best work. Critics loved it, audiences still bow down to it, and most importantly, Beetlejuice is still a popular Halloween costume. You know you've made something that stands the test of time when people are still Instagramming the sweet heck out of it. Choice moment? When the entire dinner party starts singing Banana Boat Song by Harry Belafonte. That scene is hands down one of the most memorable cinematic moments of all time. Wanna argue? Let's turn on the juice and see what shakes loose, baby. And there you have it. What do you think? Did we include all your favorite spine-chilling movies, or are you about to put a hex on us? Sound off in the comments. Before you go, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you when you least expect it. Yeah.